You can't put it down to the heat and the boys just finding their feet. We try and simulate the altitude as much as we can and the heat conditions. As you know, Neil, we don't face that week in, week out. And, it was a short turnaround, got in on Monday. Tuesday, we had a training session. Wednesday, we had a session. Thursday off. And then Friday, we had captains. And then Saturday, the game. So we try and get it as close as we can, but also keeping in mind that keeping the guys fresh for it. So I always knew it's going to be tough. They always knew it's going to be tough. The biggest thing that we wanted to do is speak about it, talk about it, get it out there that, there is heat, it is altitude. You've got to hold on. You'll find your breath during spells in the game. And as soon as it cooled down a bit more in the second half, especially the first or the last 30 minutes, the boys started getting that breath back, and they really then turned it on. So we're happy with the second half, but obviously you can't come to altitude, have a deficit of 13 points in the first 15 minutes, and then you're trying to chase that, and as it goes away from you, especially halftime 26-3, you're always going to chase your tail and trying to get there, But it is tough. It is tough for the boys that haven't felt it yet, Training, you can only do training and train as much as you can, but there's no such thing as a game situation. Damian's obviously, as you saw, he played 20 minutes on the weekend, which was good. He came through it really well. He's training well, so we're obviously keeping a close eye on him during training and through the week, but he'll keep on going. No need for him, but he's come through the injury really well, and glad he's on board again and putting his hand up for selection. Yeah, looking at the games that have passed for them, Ivan that's taken over as head coach, and then had a assistant coach reshuffle with the guys coming in there. So that obviously it all takes time to evolve and players getting used to new coaches. But you can definitely see the different style of play that they had on the weekend to the ones that they had previously. It's Ellis Park. It is. I'll take you back to 2016 Super Rugby, 2017 Super Rugby. When the Lions played the Highlanders and the Crusaders. Especially that 2016, it's all that style that they want to play, and they want to speed up the game. They want to make it quick. They want to use their guys on the edges to get the momentum and gain line and use their footwork against us. So it's going to be an interesting one, especially like I said, we've had a week at altitude now, so I don't expect us to have a slow start like we had on the weekend. We're obviously back here now and had a good training week last week, and this week has been good as well. So we're looking really forward to this weekend. And as I said to Neil, 1 week up at altitude makes a difference, and the boys are used to it now. So we can't wait for the weekend.
We didn't front up as well as we wanted to and how we had planned, but the heat and the altitude obviously was still a bit of a shock. Like you can't really train for how a game is going to be. I think it was just we became more dominant. Like we kind of, like, the coach's messages were fairly clear, and we were all pretty much in sync, and we knew we just needed to put in a massive shift. Munster as a club has great pride in the performances that it makes, and that first half wasn't a Munster performance, so we really needed to dig deep and do something in the second half to make the fans proud and make ourselves proud as well. Yeah, it's I suppose these tours are always a good way to keep all the lads together, that kind of way the lads don't have to go home and stuff, and you're rooming with lads as well. So we were kind of doing, some lads were going golfing, some lads were going go-karting, and we're always kind of with each other anyway, which is good. Like there's a big coffee group that always goes coffees as well. So it's good to be constantly around the lads as well. A big thing, especially after set pieces, is we have to be a lot more confident, or not confident, conscious of the corners, because we'd nearly rather a team run into our half and we close it rather than giving them an easy line out for another set piece in the 22. So it's generally a lot more conscious of when they're in their half that we need to watch those 22s. And I think we've been quite good at it this year, to be honest. The lads are fairly cued, like a lot of the backs would be fairly conscious of it, and the chat is pretty good in the backfield to be looking out for it as well.